Hi all, glad to see you. I would like to introduce our next speaker, Ömer, from AddApp, and he will tell you about effective mobile monetization. Ömer, stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Stacy. Thanks you. So today we will be talking about effective monetization strategies, especially how all these monetization, also the marketing style comes up together. So what is what? Everyone is always confused about what is monetization, like ad monetization in a purchase, also from the mediation side, ad network side. That is a huge dilemma. So today I would like to make it just simple for you, very clear. So afterwards we will be talking about what to expect more from ad monetization and also ad networks and mediation side. So it's called as programmatic ecosystem. Basically, imagine any brand, like it can be Ferrari, it can be any brand, and they spend budgets for promoting their products, etc. And it totally goes to the publisher side. As you also know very well, it is also same for web business, app business, CTV, etc. And what we talk as user acquisition, monetization, marketing is exactly something between. So they spend the budget, publisher sell their inventory for making money out of their ad slots. Let's go one by one to make it very basic. So Ferrari spends $1 million. And basically, how do they spend? So they prefer a DSP channel directly or other demand platforms. And directly from that demand side, it goes to the mediation. Which mediations? It's there's AdMob, there is Iron Source, AppLovin, Unity Ads. Like there are many more. So then let's go to the other part. You have a mobile game and you want to make more money out of your games. So you create some ads, as you know very well, banner, interstitial, rewarded. Then you connect it to an SSP, so it goes to directly also mediation. Then there is where the money directly change the hand actually. So what do we expect from a mediation? Because first of all, let's make it clear. Mediation is a place where the ad exchange takes place. So actually, whatever we talk about, ad networks, etc., it is all about mediation. So when we also talk about effective monetization, getting optimum revenue, getting higher performance, it's still about mediation. So first of all, of course, trust and transparency. So you should definitely trust your partner very well. Secondly, high performance. Of course, sometimes because of global crisis, etc., you can have bad eCPMs, lower traffic, etc. But overall, there are some benchmarks out of there. Quality traffic. You should be totally sure that you don't have any we call it as incentive bad traffic, so that in long run you will not lose any revenue. Managed service side. So how do you make the operations on the integration, ad optimization, also like waterfall bidding side? How do you do that? You should also know it pretty well. GDPR compliance. So it should be definitely up to date and compliant with GDPR, so that you will not worry about some restrictions, limitations out there. And last but not least, which is definitely the most important one for me, support and communication. So it can be anything, maybe just any crash or any question, normal basic question. So when will you get the support? When can you reach out to an account manager, for example? That's a really crucial one. So what we do in our product, our mediation, is basically our company also started as an app publisher. So we know that publishers just, first of all, focus on doing their best, so producing apps, development, design. That's why we understand how to go for effective monetization out there. We have products, and basically the most important one is Mayo. So it's called as machine learning automated yield optimization. We use the machine learning system here. And basically, when we talk about so many ad networks, RTBs, advertisers, direct deals, it sounds so complicated, but actually through this product and also our team, we make it almost optimum level. So that's the biggest difference. But let's go more basic, like let's not fully technical side, so that even new publishers, even hyper casual studios will be able to understand what is going on in this ad tech monetization ecosystem. So first of all, we call it as full service yield management. So normally in any other mediations, you need to do so many optimizations one by one, closing some ad units, opening new ones, changing the floor prices. It's fully automated. Second one, through machine learning, you make A/B tests, see which one is performing good, bad. So that's also coming from AI side. All demand partners in a single solution. Basically, we have all premium ad networks inside and all RTBs, advertisers out there. So with one SDK, it's done. Dedicated key account manager. So we provide this to our publisher partners directly. We take care everything from first day right after they register on our dashboard, the integration, how to continue, etc. Step by step, we can create Skype or Slack channels, etc. And afterwards, of course, all major ad service and exchange for better performance. GDPR compliance and CMP solution is also crucial for long run. Unified reporting and billing is also another big must for you to save your situation, because in the end, okay, maybe you make nice money, you trust, but it should be totally transparent and you should be able to see everything, right? So basically in our dashboard, whatever we see, you see the same. And still, not last but not least, no setup fees. Basically, you only make the deal modeling right after you earn. So that's very important for being transparent and how much we earn, so that you can see basically how much you pay to your partner. And here is a general list. So what we support, I'm sure it's interesting for some friends, partners, especially on ad network sites. So that's how you make money. You provide the most common ad networks so that they will be in a high competition. It's like classic bidding, so whoever pays more for any impression, it will get a traffic. So it's going one by one. So for example, classic waterfall, maybe you will go for $100 for the first one. If it doesn't get that, so second one will get it. So it's going one by one like that to the down. And we support our partners in iOS, Android, Huawei, and actually even more. So also in other platforms, but it's mostly not directly platform. We also support for the others like Amazon side, etc. On ad format side, again, we support everything, including native, interstitial, app open, rewarded, video interstitial. And I think one of the most important part of our business is being a Google GCP and MCM partner. So basically, we have this partnership over 10 years, and right now we monetize more than 4,000 publishers through our mediation product. That's why you can get benefit from Google's revenue in optimum way, no doubt about that. Also, when you have any question, problem with Google, so we're also here to help. So even for beta products, etc., you will directly get it from first hand. That's very useful for many publishers. So what we have actually, as mentioned, we are over 10 years old and 40 team members here. Currently, we have thousands of apps. Actually, including small ones, it's over 10,000. But for big ones, we just say thousands. And we have offices in Hamburg, London, Paris, and Warsaw. Still growing. So I didn't mention about myself so much, but I'm from Turkey, so we are also growing in Turkey very aggressively. So whenever you know have questions through Turkish side, also we'll be happy to talk about that. So general overview, what we do is basically totally for catching the optimum revenue and performance for mobile publishers. So I summarized you how we do that. Actually, of course, we have competitors. I mean, we are not the only one, but here I just want you to know that for getting the optimum revenue out of a mediation, which is directly related to effective monetization side, you should be aware of all these. So, I'm of course here for also promoting my company, but I also really want to inform all partners, friends here. So when you are picking a partner, just check out every spot. So on ad network side, transparency side, just like business deal modeling, Google partnership, for example. So these small details actually change the game very much, even including SDK side, for example. You should always be questioning them. And moreover, you can always increase the competitions through more ad networks. Like I also want to talk about ad network side a bit more. Also, my background is coming from that part. So everyone thinks that a couple of big ad networks will be enough in a waterfall. But actually, the story is the more strong ad networks you add, the higher competition there will be. So that's why when you have only one, there won't be any competition. It will directly get from the minimum price, maybe even 5 cents, 10 cents. Like there is no limit down. It's going until 1 cent. So what you need to do is to always create and trigger the higher competition. How do you do that? So of course, we will integrate them, but you will see that one is performing bad. So you can try from maybe top part with higher CPM, or maybe from lower. So that's the basic logic of waterfalls. But what I suggest you is you can always have so many readings about these waterfall bidding, ad networks, competition inside waterfall, also yield optimization, how to do mediation app operations. So still on internet you can find so much knowledge about that. Also feel free to check our web page, even competitors web page. So that will be very useful for you. We still have time, so I will also suggest you some parts that you will enjoy. Actually, when I started this ad tech side, monetization side, I didn't have any information about this type of ad network mediation. So I was questioning myself, how to make myself totally relaxed and knowledgeable about this part, because I was always anxious. Like there is an update, this one acquired this one, this update happened on iOS side, Google announced this. So how will I keep myself up to date? So then I just thought, just make a lot of reading on that. So from real life experience, a lot of friends of mine think that they just can't do that because it's so technical, they can't get any information, etc. But actually it's not. So you already know the mediations, you already know the ad networks. Just go to their web page, their products, their even blog, for example. There are so many articles through their blogs, and after reading a lot, you will already have a really professional knowledge, information about this edtech side. And of course, also meeting with industry professionals is so helpful. So also, again, thanks to Hypergame Conference for bringing us together in such a conference. I'm always happy to provide so many people with full of information. And more than that, with these type of events, we have the chance of who is who. So basically, right now, maybe many people didn't know Ömer from AddApptr, but now when they have a question about mediations, ad networks, trends, and update, etc., they can just write to me. Hey Ömer, like, how are you doing? I wonder how do you think about this, etc. So anytime I understand your curiosity, or I understand your being friendly to people. So because in the end, this effective game monetization is not a robot thing, So basically, if there was only one true way of monetizing, so just do that, so everyone would be aware of this. So what is the true strategy over here is you need to be up to date. I always say that and suggest to my friends, it's an alive thing. It's not a robotic standard thing. Just like, for example, you don't sell a sugar, or chips, etc. So always you think it's complicated, but actually when you just dig in, it's pretty easy. So yeah, always feel free to reach out to me, and from any platform. Especially, I actively use LinkedIn, and will be pretty happy to support any of you. And of course, I really give importance to this type of quality friendships. Yeah, thanks to Hypergame Conference, and thanks for listening again, being with us today. And yeah.
Thank you for your fantastic lecture. I guess we have a lot of questions from the audience, and definitely we have time. So the first question is, do you have Unity integration?
Yeah, of course. So Unity is one of the biggest ad networks, ad partners actually, and even with the last M&A process with Iron Source, they even got much bigger. So that's why, right, Unity is one of the best performing ad networks out of our mediation.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, how many partners do you have in bidding system?
So in total, let me go back to the page. Yeah. So right now we have 12 big ad network partners. We are still testing other ad networks as well. So first of all, instead of numbers and direct total stuff, I want to give more information about this situation. First of all, you should be aware of the geo. So for example, maybe you have a great game, great download, but if you don't have audience in Asia, for example, and if you try to get benefit from an Asian ad network, it will not perform very well, because it's just about the connection. One is selling, one is buying, and it's the audience, it's human. So that's why actually we test almost all ad networks over the globe to see which one is working good where. That's why currently we have 12 ad networks, and all of them are working very well, performing very well. So it can grow. You can just make, we support 50 ad networks. Yes, you can support, but actually the question is, how many of them are actively used? In some mediations, they have only 6, they have only 7. But if they are really performing so good, that's also good, like not so bad. So yeah, the answer is 12.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, what percent of LTV growth you will guarantee for working with you?
Oh, it's my favorite question for years. Guaranteeing the LTV sounds always so nice, but it's also really tricky part because first of all, I'm sure all of us either experienced or have heard about the current situation of the market, which means the global crisis affected the ECPMs a lot. So I have personally more than 100 close publisher friends from monetization marketing side. Um, every month it's changing so much. Maybe the daily active user, retention, playtime are staying same, very similar, but the revenues are going so down or sometimes so up. So basically, first of all, let's name it. There is no guarantee because the dynamics are not stable, so that you cannot be stable. Maybe it will be 50% more in first month, but then will totally change. So I'll just change the question a bit. So what we can guarantee is that we can get the optimum performance from ad networks, but it doesn't mean we will outperform your last month's revenue. Maybe even like let's go from this month. It's now February, January, and December. So December was almost the peak because, as you know, the last month and the New Year is coming. Also Christmas time. Also the budgets are getting spent more because of the higher performance. And now what? Now what? 1st of January, almost nothing because they spend all their money in especially last 2 weeks of December. So it's just so bad. Maybe two times difference in ECPMs. And now in February, they didn't spend much budget on January, so it's rising so aggressively. That's how we make money out of ad networks. So yeah, it was not direct answer to the question. So the answer, direct answer, we don't guarantee any LTV directly by outperforming this number or not.
Okay, thank you. And the last one question for today is, do you have integration with MMP? How we could analyze our campaigns?
That's really important one, especially mid and big size publishers, because I know the importance of MMP very well, especially AppsFlyer, Adjust, and all others are doing pretty well. So yes, we do. It's possible through API. So basically, whatever you see on our dashboard through ad networks, you will also have them on MMP, so that you can directly follow the data and make any optimization by checking data through any MMP.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your answers and for your lecture. I guess we have finished with questions. So I guess we will see you later on the other panel. Yep.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. And not last but not oh, it's so hard to say. Not last, no, last but not the least. Thanks Hypergame Conference for preparing this event.
Thank you too. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.